think certain people, they've lost their jobs.
Yeah.
So they're given, I guess, in a way, forced into taking the opportunity of doing what they've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like you know, in Fight Club, when he goes, he gets that guy's driving license, and he goes, so what do you do, man? That's Brad Pitt. He's like, what do you do? I'm doing a bad impression, but basically he's like, what do you do?
Exactly like it.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to be a veterinarian. He goes, well, why the fuck are you not a veterinarian? Why are you stuck in this dead end job for how many years? He's like, 3 years. He goes, I know where you live. I'll be back in 6 weeks. If you haven't started on your course of being a vegetarian or making some headway, I'll kill you.
Yeah, it's fucking...
And then later you see the door shut in Tyler's room.
Yeah.
And he's got like tons of the driving license of all these people. He's gone.
No, I was going to say there's a fucking I don't know who said it. This is attributed to loads of different people. But there's a quote which is basically, everyone says, they're just trying to climb the career ladder. He says, imagine if you've been climbing the ladder your whole life and then you realise it was against the wrong wall.
Exactly.
You go, fuck, man.
Which is most people.
But I do that a lot with clients, and I just say that to people, and they go, I'm not doing what I want to do. It's like, it's okay if you're not doing what you want to be doing, but you've got to do something that you want to do.
You've got to have something on the back burner.
Something to look forward to. Otherwise, you're just, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, your existence is working for someone else.
Yeah, and how sad is that? Like, oh man, it's tragic. I mean, that's one of the best things about it.
Yeah. You've got to climb the ladder.
Yeah, I mean, even with what we do, our existence is still working for other people, but it's in a different way.
Yeah, well, I guess it's working with people and working for people, and that's the difference.
Yeah, that is it.
I mean, you got, like, for example, if you work for Jeff Bezos, you work for Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Unless you're like one of his CEOs or something.
Yeah, no, you're doing whatever the fuck he wants.
His top 20 people are probably all multi-millionaires.
He's gonna be the richest person.
I'm sure the second in command's a billionaire of Jeff Bezos. It's a woman, I think. What's her name?
Don't know.
We'll put that fun fact up.
Yeah.
So she's minted. I think she's the brains, actually. She's definitely the brains.
You know what they say, behind every great man is a great woman.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
No.
Let's hope. In our job.
They're not fucking here.
Have you ever trained any women?
No, I haven't actually. You have, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done documentary and trained loads of women over the years, but it's only still 1% compared to what I've trained with men.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy training women. They ask different questions.
Yeah, our friend Matt, he said that because he got involved in Matt Hussey's thing early on. So did Sham. I don't know, because one good thing about training guys is you can so relate to them.
Yeah.
And so even when I work with people, I have worked with women on anxiety and depression and that kind of thing, and it is fine, but I just get on so much better with guys. I enjoy working with guys so much more, not because I don't enjoy working with women, it's just I relate to the guy I speak to.
Yeah.
And that's so important when you really have to want to, what I mean? Like when you get someone and you just so want to help them more than anything, that's the most powerful thing for me. And I just naturally have that with a lot of guys.
Yeah. When I train women, I'm talking to them as a way of how we are thinking as men.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to bridge the gap of where men and women are not magnets that propel. We're not magnets that propel each other. I need some water. But we should be attracting each other. Hence, attraction is one of the names of the games in it. So my thing was letting women know that we're totally in the same boat. We're emotional creatures as well. They just think we don't give a shit.
That is one of the biggest fucking...
Well, I think we care more sometimes.
Yeah, I think we do in a weird way, because I think for a guy to constrain himself is like... That's a big risk for any... It's a massive risk for a woman to be with a man, and it's just as big a risk for a man to be with a woman. Because it goes against a natural instinct. Isn't it?
Exactly.
You're right.
The man has scarcity, so he's going to be more needy. He's going to come across usually as more needy, which automatically is a turn off for most women.
Yeah.
So, but he's only being more needy because the women are thinking that he's got no emotion. Yeah. Yet he's got too much emotion. He's like, I'm going to fuck this up. I don't want to lose this. If I show too little interest, she's going to go get another boyfriend or not be interested in me. If I show too much, she's not going to be interested in me. But most men don't know about showing too much interest. Spoils it.
the easiest way to lose something is to want it too badly.
Yeah.
That's true with everything. Yeah.
You need to be in a Goldilocks zone.
Just right.
Everything grows.
Yeah.
No pun there. Yeah, but big bit.
Big pun.
But yeah, so training women, I want to do it. I want to help women, but
I think there's a lot of room for that.
I think that the desperation mainly lies with the men, because let's be honest, if women really want to go out and get sexual gratification, they can.
Easy.
A lot of men can't. Most men can't.
No.
They can't just go, right, I need to get laid today.
Yeah.
It's like, well, good luck, mate. You're going to be on Tinder for about 6 months trying to work that one.
Or, especially in COVID now. But even before then, like, you could see guys going out at the end of the night, and there was the whole thing. A lot of guys will be like drunk, fucked up, 3 a.m, clubs closing, just trying to cotton on to anything that's leaving.
Yeah, they spend 5 hours trying to drink themselves into talking to a woman.
Yeah.
And then everyone's leaving, and they're like, fuck, go and chat to a woman.
Yeah.
And then it comes across as scary, drunk, and needy, and creepy.
Yeah, for sure.
And the women, and no wonder a lot of women are thinking, bloody hell.
I know. So even if it's a good-looking guy, he still couldn't get laid with a girl who, shall we say, is average or not even that good-looking because he's just not coming across right.
Yeah, well,
women are usually much more together at the end of the night than they do.
You need the right attitude. Yeah. You need the right material. You need the right structure. Structure before the material, by the way, first. And or ladies, if you're watching, you're quite welcome. And structure, material, and then go out and practice the delivery.
Yeah.
Don't expect to do it perfect the first time. That's what people expect. They're like, but I'm going to wait until it's all perfect, or I'm perfect. That's never going to happen, even 20 years down the line of practice.
The biggest thing that fucking I get is, I want to start doing this, but I want to feel more confident first. Fuck you. You need to do this stuff.
Mode, not mood.
Yeah. When you say that, I'm like, he's got it on point. Because it is true. You've got to do it. You have to do it. It doesn't matter how you feel. They don't care how you feel. Yeah. Don't bring your baggage to the club. Don't bring your baggage to the club. That's true. It is just a process. I think the biggest thing anyone can do is disconnect themselves from thinking, oh, this is how I know it's what. I'm waiting to feel good about this. It's like, no, you've made a decision to learn a certain thing, be in a certain way, so you have to be that way. You can't wait till you feel like being that way. You have to act like you feel that way, and everything else will fall into place. The mood, the emotions.
If I feel shit, that's a good time to go out. Yeah. Because I know that by going out, I'm more than likely, like high, stupidly high percentage, it's going to change my mood to a good mood. Yeah. I'm not going to get even more angry being out.
No, exactly.
I'm already angry or sad or whatever it is being in, if I'm in that mood. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm going to get out to change my mood, change my environment, change my mood, change my physiology. The physiology is so important. If people are sitting around moping like that can make you depressed. Yeah, absolutely. Just sitting up and smiling, and it cons your brain into it.
It's like, the best nights I've had, or some of the best nights I've ever had, have usually started with me going, I'm going to go home in a minute.
Right.
And then, you know what I mean?
Let's just go for one.
Let's just go for one. And then you go for one, and then for some reason, one of your nut job mates who you really love has bought you like a Jägermeister or something, and you're in a Jäger bomb, and you go, fuck, I shouldn't be doing this. And you just go and that's because you've acted in a way as if like I'm going to have a great time. Yeah. And you do it. That's what good mates do for you as well.
Exactly.
Is you see them and you go, yeah, fine, I know what I'm going to do.
I've dragged Eric Mystery out quite a lot. Sorry, bro. But I loved it anyway. And my thing was always, I would just go for one. But he doesn't even drink. So was he going for one Coca-Cola or water or something?
But just being out.
But I'm going for one beer. But in my head, I'm like, look, Mystery and I going out, it's never just going to be for a quick half an hour, 1 hour. Yeah, exactly. Or power hours, I call it. Which I have done power hours where I'm coming home from somewhere. I'm just like, I'm going to go in there for an hour. I'm going to do 1 to 3 sets. Hopefully first one hooks, but remember 3 sets are a warm-up. But by that, you're like, I just keep going. I realise that the girl's not going to kill me. The brain always needs a quick reminder. You're not going to die from it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to die.
What's the word? Literally, as stupid as it is, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
And you go, somebody says no.
Have a slight bit of common sense. Yeah. But... which I didn't have when I was 19. No. But...
who does? Who fucking does?
I used to be opening up just for the hell of it at like 5 in the morning when nothing's open, walking through Leicester Square on my way home. opening up with a wingman. Normally, if we stay a bit of a distance, I'd be opening up working girls on the street, not to pull them, but just to be like, just doing the craziest thing I can do. And the even the pimps, like the girls would start getting a bit angry. You're throwing the neck here and stuff like that. And then I remember pimps would come one at a time, obviously depending on what I'm doing. But I'd actually win over the pimp and high five them and have a laugh and so on.
And that's brilliant, is because again, like, especially pimps and men in that weird position of dominance, usually. They're just not gonna ever be able to comprehend like what's this guy on the street doing? what? Is that and because you're
and I'm dressed pimp.
Yeah.
Like he's like, is this another pimp?
Yeah. What am I dealing with?
Because I'm peacocking it.
Oh yeah, of course you do.
So they're like, is this another pimp?
Yeah.
And I'm smiling. I'm not threatening. I'm going, right, what's going on? I'm not trying to steal really. I'm just having bands.
I'll see that.
And I'll say to them, I've got things I can say to certain people. I'll be like, depending on what they are, you can build commonality with them, rapport, and 80% of rapport is commonality, roughly. Yeah. And I would say to them, name a pimp, a famous pimp that you know of, and they would usually say Robert Beck, which they say Iceberg Slim, but Iceberg Slim's real name is Robert Beck, which is my name. I didn't pick it, trust me. People have asked me many times. Even Neil Strauss was like, did you change your name? I was like, no, it's Robert Beck. My actual pickup name is Beckster. Yeah. That is why I changed it to.
Cool.
So when you check it, you Google it, tell me a famous pimp, it should say Iceberg Slim Robert Beck. But they'd love that. They love it. I'd show my passport or whatever ID, and they'd be like, oh my god, it's mental. So I build rapport with them that way.
And that is interesting. And the guys watching can take that as advice to try hookers on the street.
That's when I say don't overdo it. I did when I was 19. Don't do that. And then once when I did a boot camp, when I was director of PA training, I went to Copenhagen, and I got jumped on by a load of guys because it was a bad off night, and I was in the wrong club. There was hardly any girls, and I was saying, look, it doesn't matter what you do, grabbing the girls from the set and pulling them out. They're dancing, the girls are having great fun. But the guy I'm taking straight off a corner of tons of dudes that you don't want to be messing with in a ghetto club on a Monday because nothing else is open. So. Yeah, I got jumped, but it wasn't like, it was more like someone helped me, someone tried to do a nut, someone grabbed my phone out, and it was all over before
you knew it,
Yeah, and I was unscathed, but I was like, and them two, going back in time, them two things, they're the only sets I would have never done.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And maybe the odd crazy girl that turned out to be crazy, crazy hot scale, but they were just too hot. Just too crazy.
Yeah, the hot crazy scale is.
So So I mean, I don't really regret many sets.
No, I don't think you. I always used to say to myself, I'd rather regret doing something than not doing it, because you live with the regrets of things you never do. Yeah. Like that's what stays with you.
More.
You do have little moments sometimes. I will sometimes go, fuck, why did I say that or whatever. Like I will get that.
Yeah, but then you've forgotten it over time, and the girl's definitely forgotten it within 1 minute.
Oh, within minutes.
1 minute.
Yeah, okay, and that's so rare. But it's always the ones where you lie awake and you think, I should have fucking done that.
Yeah, but I've said the daftest things and on purpose because I love saying it. And it's hooked them because they're like, no one speaks to me like that. They're used to yes men and pandering to their needs.
I used to go up to girls and ask what flavour cheesecake they liked as an opener. Just as a way of like getting out of my head, like in the middle of Tiger on a Monday night.
Well, what's yours?
What?
What's your flavour of cheesecake?
Oh, shit, that's a really good question, man.
I know someone just told me. It's an open-ended.
It is.
I like pomegranate.
Pomegranate cheesecake?
Yeah. Without the pips.
Yeah.
Just the sauce.
Fucking annoys me when I get pomegranate pips or something. It's just pretentious.
In a cocktail.
Yeah.
Talking of cocktails.
Yep.
Girls, that's a good narrative because ground game is something I've been working on quite a lot. And probably people don't know what I mean by ground game, but I call it, it's like home game.
Yeah.
So whether you buy an Airbnb or use your own home or your wingman's house, your ground game over COVID is your best bet.
I mean,
you're gaming from home.
Your house has been fucking awesome. Like when I started coming to your house earlier this year and just watching it now, it's just been consistently sick. Yeah. It's got better and better and better.
Yeah. Well, anybody that you'd see regular, what you want to say is every time you come, the house is going to be different. Something's going to be different, and it keeps the attraction going.
Yeah.
It's like your house is gaming for you a bit.
Yeah, if you've got a really good layout.
But you need the setup. You need to know the maneuvers in it. You need to know your waypoints. I've got my waypoints. They come in. I've got my centerpiece shelf that's got everything on it. Yeah. Maybe we'll put a clip in. If not, it's in some videos anyway, my zooms and all that. But you know, the lighting, the mood lighting works. You know, hue lighting, you can change to 16 million colours apparently. Who's gonna ever know that? But
still, that's a nice.
By saying, oh, you know, Alexa all likes red, and it's just red. Yeah. The girls start playing with that. You say, you know, name a colour, and then they can do that with the Amazon Alexa hubs echoes. Yeah. So there's music all around the house. You don't have to have an expensive house music system.
No, I mean
free of them.
Yeah, you can get just like one reasonable speaker.
Oh, one reasonable speaker.
And you can get a little Bluetooth speaker if you wanted to. That's so important.
If you've got a garden, I recommend a fire pit.
Yeah,
it's just women love a fire pit. There's a thing called fire trance. Have you ever watched fire and just get lost in it?
Yeah. That's a very primal.
Yeah, that turns things sexual. Yeah. There's the amount of times, you know,
especially if you're the one
clothes have been ripped off and round the fire.
It's because it's just like it's dominance, and it's just like I'm a man lighting a fire.
I will make fire for you.
Like, babe, fire. Yes.
Here's fire. Here's food. Yeah. Here's drink.
Yeah, just like
here's babies.
Get no, rubber up.
Rubber up.
Fuck, as if
double coded up.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ.
Here and here.
Yeah. Oh man, I once had a friend. There was a guy who I trained once. He from PUA training. This was after your time. He was absolutely nuts. He's to this day the craziest person I've ever seen. He was a med student at the time. He was about 34.
Yeah.
He was Sicilian. He was big. He fucking like.
Is this on? Yeah. Sorry, I'm listening.
No, he was big. He was Sicilian. He was absolutely.
What do you mean big?
No, he was like tall and fat.
Right.
So he was massive.
Right.
And he had this long hair. He was Sicilian, and he dressed actually in quite a peacocked man's way. Yeah. Right. You'd notice this guy, but he was just so crazy and so. Like, if you're watching, you know who you are, and like I did like spending time with you. He went on this mission of extracting trainers from PUA training back to his like ghetto flat in South London, and just waking up. And he was like, there's so many nuts things he did. Like he put his sofa up on couch surfing, but would only let girls come over. And then
does he have long hair?
Yeah,
I think I know.
You know him. He was nuts. He used to opera sing.
I don't know him.
You know of him.
But he's come over and said hi a few times.
Oh yeah, I'd bring girls back, and like he'd fucking just start opera singing to them out of nowhere, and he'd like. He was on chronic pain, so he had medical weed, and he'd vaporise weed and just like shove it in people's faces. He was fucking nuts. How did I get onto him in this story?
His dominance?
He's nuts. And
no, outside the box.
Yeah, no, bagging up.
Oh,
but he was a med student, so he'd usually just show up.
Not
to
body bags.
No, don't.
Bagging up medical student.
Yeah, literally bagging up medical student. No, so he'd just show up with like bags of condoms. But one time,
what the freebies that you get? Yeah.
But one of them, but I remember I was really desperate, and I just looked at these Johnnies he bought, which were not like they didn't look good. But I was just very desperate one night. I was very desperate.
What do you mean they didn't look good?
No,
holes in them.
No, well, but you know when it's like it's
out of date.
It's a dodgy brand. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't want some next level corner shop Johnny. Like, give me Durex.
Condone.
Yeah, condones. Yeah, exactly. Condoms with a K. Like, it's just. And I was so desperate, and one of his was all I had, and I was like, oh, fuck it, let me take it out. And I swear to God, it was a bag. It was actually a bag, and it had string at the bottom of it, so you could literally just put it on. It did. I swear to God.
What is it to put the balls in as well?
Yeah, yes, you could just tie it up.
Talk about double bagged,
mate. Those. So bag up, just not in that. And I never.
You might as well put a crisp packet in a rubber band.
Literally, might as well have used a Twix wrapper or something like that. Wow, Snickers. Double decker.
Yeah, get it right. Just pick the bag right.
Yeah, pick the chocolate right.
It's like someone's got a finger of fudge. Oh, poor.
So imagine someone's got a curly whirly.
Fuck yeah.
Jesus, mate.
Long one. Alex and I and a few other guest speakers, Mystery, we want to give you a 1 day, super powered, I guess, immersive boot camp that you can help yourself get ready for the summer.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of you can't get out. A lot of people cannot get out. I mean, we were meant to be doing a boot camp
right now.
Yeah. And they locked London down the day before. Luckily, that only one of our students flew in.
And he got out.
Yeah. And we're going to show you some clips of that. We still took him out for a couple of days while we could. In London, you could still go shopping and gaming. You did it.
Yeah.
Like you went out shopping with Jeb and sorted him out. And we had a great time, but unfortunately we couldn't run a whole event, so Jeb had to fly back on the Friday, which was the start of the event. But here's some footage of Jeb and see what fun he had. Huh? What did you? They have been silent. Even though COVID times are on. But yeah, so what we want to do is give you what you're going to do to get ready for summer, when we can all have freedom, hopefully, touch wood.
Fingers crossed.
And what I want to express to you as well is people are going, well, I'll just do it in summer. No, you need that training in between. And if Zoom technically isn't enough, but we can give you your waypoints. You can join the Zoom membership.
Yeah. You need an action plan, and you need stuff to follow because you do see people sometimes. Oh no, I'll just wait till it comes around in the summer. It's like
no, you need to get your training.
There are people who are training for summer from last summer in everything.
It's like going, you know what, I've got a karate competition coming up when they reopen in the summer, but I'll do my training the weekend before that.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Yeah, there's that saying, isn't it? Summer bodies are built in winter.
Yeah, who's going to be better? The guy that's done 1,000 hours more training? Self-training even. I'm not on about training with us necessarily.
Yeah, just going out and doing something.
But obviously that's going to be way more effective because you're going to bypass everything. All the hurdles. Yeah. But or the guy that's done 10 hours.
There's always a reason. You can always find a reason to not do something, but it's just fact. People who are successful don't ever accept that reason.
Yeah.
They just go, you know what, right, it doesn't matter. Okay, I literally can't go out and speak to anyone. So, but oh yeah, that is. No, but I can't go out. I can't speak to anyone. Yeah. So that's a reason why I can't look.
So I'll live in that narrative of getting away with it. Comfort zone.
You can't go out and speak to anyone. You know what you can do? You can go on Tinder and try and arrange some dates and get some practice. That way you can still learn, you can still craft routines, you can still craft gambits, you can still practice them in front of the mirror, you can still go out and speak to people at a coffee shop or at a supermarket. Yeah. You can still
make videos on Instagram that people comment on to show that you're around. People need to get rapport of you. Men don't make that many videos on it. Women make 95% of the videos, don't they?
Yeah, and most of them are all the same. I've got tits
all
and
the same. All the same.
Like,
whereas you show a little bit of personality on videos, I get comments like crazy whenever I do a video, and it makes me always think I need to do more videos.
I'm not gonna lie, that is something I do need to do is with Instagram and stuff like that, because I don't really use social media. Cheers. Vodka. No, I don't really use social media, which is something I do need to change, but I will change it.
Yeah, I mean, it's ready for now. Now's social media time.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, social media is a bit, psychologically, it's a bit of a minefield, so you do have to use it right. But
what we did discover is you can still game when the shops are open.
Yeah, 100%.
The bars might be closed, but the shops are open.
100%.
You know? And if you're in a warm country, parks and rivers.
Yeah. Parks, rivers, the street, anywhere. People are open to speaking still. People are lonely.
Yeah.
Right now.
Girls aren't getting enough attention. Guys are not opening.
They'll get a lot online, but it's not the same.
It's not the same as real life. It's technically fake to them. It is fake, but it's fake to them online. It's like, well, any girl over 1,000 followers might not even see your message. Yeah. Unless you got that blue tick that puts you at the top.
Verified, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, come on, you're really telling me that getting like a few likes on a photo is the same as like when a dude is absolutely just going,
yeah, fuck.
Like, no,
or a guy's running a solid game. For example,
Exactly.
when Jeb and I went out, what day was it? John, what was that day?
You were Tuesday.
Tuesday, because it was lockdown Wednesday.
When I met you that evening,
Right, so our last night out, we went to Borough. Oh, that's right, you came at the end.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Near the endish. And we went to a market.
Yeah.
And bought some funny crops and stuff for making fun, like parties, kinky parties and stuff like that. You know, Hollywood parties that you want to start doing, because now it's party game, ground game. But on the way, his second set, I was like, hey, let's do this. Hooked, and they were with us for the next 5 hours, walking all the way from Borough Market, you won't know where this is, but all the way down to Embankment Station. I can find out the maths on that for you. We'll probably put it in there somewhere. But it was 5 hours because we were stopping all the waypoints to buy a drink here. Now and then you had to buy food with your drink, like the rule is. Yeah. But a lot of the time we got away with it, we blagged it. One of the girls was a doctor, so we were like saying, oh, she's a doctor, let us in. And they were like, yeah, come in. And they were saying at the end, they absolutely loved us. They were like, we're going to spend time with you all the time. Jeb got a make out. Yeah. So his second day game approach, he got a make out. In COVID times, where people are like, don't touch me.
Exactly.
And one of them's a doctor. Yeah. It wasn't the doctor who was kissing though. Just something like that.
Just making that clear for all our brave NHS people.
Yeah.
But no, it's true. People are lonely. People need interaction.
And we were merging sets like no one's business. Yeah. So them crops and stuff, because he used to be a riding polo player, so he knows about that stuff. Yeah.
Of course he was as well.
Yeah, so he knows that music. But we've got the videos of the like merging sets, girls coming in and playing with the paddles, then we're playing with the paddles. But
nobody's being playful at the minute.
But yeah, people were loving it. Apparently there were crowds around. I was in zone, so I didn't notice. But apparently there were crowds around us.
But you see, that's the thing is, I know one thing obviously you and Mystery talk about is like, going into a nightclub with the same energy that you'd have at the end of the night, the beginning of the night, and actually one of the best things is being playful. Nobody's playful in COVID times. Everyone's serious. Everyone's like, oh, I've got sex, my chat.
Everyone assumes everyone's got COVID.
Yeah, you assume everyone's got COVID, or you assume everyone has got sick family members, so you don't do that, or or you're just whatever it is.
If they're out and about, walking around, you can tell they're out for a bit of fun.
Yeah, they're out in the hopes that there might be a spark of something fun.
If someone's really fast trying to get to the next destination, preferably wearing a mask and earphones, they probably don't want to speak.
Yeah, that is serious. Shields up, don't fuck with them.
But people are milling around trains like Waterloo Station. I know a lot of you won't know this, but use your common sense. Where are the busy areas? Where are the busy train stations? What Times Square? I bet people are walking around like crazy in Times Square unless the police militarise the place. Which wouldn't surprise me. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get
Find your bubble of love. It's out there somewhere.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Bubble of love. But it's true, like, there's no fun in the world at the minute. Like, we were talking earlier about, COVID, positives and negatives.
Yeah, they take away fun.
There's
control is no fun.
There is so little fun in the world. And that's something that I think is really underrated, and a lot of guys underrate the idea of just being fun. That is what I think.
Well, that's what Mission I say. Well, who's going to get laid more? James Bond? I can't do the impression. Mission does it really well. Hello, ladies. The party's over here. When's that ever worked on any girl?
Why is Roger Moore my favourite James Bond over Sean Connery? Because Roger Moore's more fun.
But also the only people that should be pulling that off is James Bond.
Yeah, exactly.
Are the James Bond characters?
Yeah.
Leave it to James Bond.
Yeah, leave it to James Bond. Leave it to the
guys.
We're
not James Bond. No. We can't pull that James Bond off.
No, exactly. So most guys, they're still trying to be cool.
Yeah, he's got all these other DHVs with it. Like he's got license to kill.
Yeah, he carries it. It's right underneath his provisional driver's license. It's got green driver's license.
Yeah, right. Can you drive an electric scooter and license to kill?
It's like the little thing you get on the back of your driver's license.
I might be doing a thing where I put up a gadget or two a week that I've been buying to help with the house pimping, to help with the COVID times, to help with just having fun with girls. And the one I recommend the most, I'll probably do a separate video on it, is electric scooter.
Oh, you love that.
Dude, that was so helpful. I could zoom out of places that you think, oh, there's too many people around, and zoom into places where there's just seldom people that I want to game. Yeah. Like between parks, the fun spots when the sun comes.
Yeah.
It was like the best COVID mobile because I didn't have to get on public transport and go over grass, rivers, parks. The lot. It was like a hover. It's like a hoverboard from Back to the Future too. The only thing it doesn't go over is water.
Yeah.
So it might as well be a hoverboard. Women like it. People, you get a girl on it. I can get home quick. It was great. I was exploring all whole new areas because obviously everything was shut down. So now I know all secret areas to take girls. I love this bit of the park where you can sit by the pond and the swans come and we feed the swans, and then we get on the bark and we scoot to the next bit and have a little tour around London or your area.
That's just reminded me of a really bleak thing that happened on a date once. This was the worst date of my life. But I was walking through a park with a girl, and we saw a little moment. We saw a little bit like this might not go into the edit because this was the moment I knew the date was over. Because we were having a chat, blah, 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 and I was like, after this, I went, no, fuck that, and I left very quickly.
Your decision, basically.
My decision, because she just went. It was this quite nice little secluded bit. It was in just like one of the like small park near her house. And she said, I was like, oh, this is kind of nice, this is kind of private. She goes, yeah, this is my little private crying nook. So she just comes there to fucking cry. I was like, no, no, not now. You're my crying nook.
Oh no.
I swear to God. No, that was a bad day. That was a bad date.
Yeah. Did you see me there? No, sorry.
Having a crank.
Oh, we did it.
having a crank, yeah. Public cranks.
I have seen people walking around crying because of this.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimate loneliness.
Yeah.
Ultimate loneliness. I mean, I'm bad if you leave me for one night. I mean, John's gonna know this. Like, I'm left for one night, John, and I'm like, I'm bored out of my head. Like, it's like 10 years have gone by.
Yeah.
So that's why I need a lot of external stimulation, I guess, because I'm keeping myself busy.
Yeah.
You know, keeping myself busy, lots of company.
Yeah.
You know, that's why the ground game has to be on point.
Yeah. I like being on my own. That's the thing. I love being social, but then just as much that I just like right, fuck it, I'm not doing anything, and I just like putting on a nice vinyl album, drinking some.
Yeah, I'm bad at that. I need to learn that, and I know that's a bad thing. That's my sticking point. Spending time on my own.
You see, the thing is, I love embracing it because that's when I can get most creative, and I just get the most ideas. It's fuck it.
Doesn't mean I don't want my own time.
Yeah,
I definitely want my own time.
Yeah.
And there's times where, you know, if you're with somebody, they fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm normally awake always. Like I sleep only 2 hours a night. But so I have my time when they're asleep. Yeah. But there's still someone there. Do you know what I mean?
That little presence. You see, we were talking about this, and my flatmate was away for a week. It was a good fucking week. Just because it's like, there's that.
Don't get me wrong, I live alone.
But but the thing about you've always got company, and you've always got the choice of company as well. Yeah. When you want it. Yeah. And that's, I think, the best position to be in. Yeah. Choice of company when. Well,
that's the hope outside out of Pandora's box.
Yeah.
Through this, the hope is I know I've got options. I've got the power to have options.
It's really interesting reading a Pandora's box. I know we're not really meant to be talking about Greek
well,
mythology.
Go for it. Talk about whatever you
want.
There's
a really interesting thing about Pandora's box.
We talked about Kit Kat wrappers being condoms.
Exactly. Just fucking happened as well. That was in Archer. I just fucking love Archer. It was a brilliant show.
I've only seen the first series.
But it's in so everyone reads, so Pandora lets all the shit in the world out of the box, and she closes it, and then the thing that's left is hope. And then some people read that as like a really inspirational thing. It's like, we kept hope. Right. But actually what you've got to remember is, this was written in ancient Greece, and hope was originally in the box of all of the world's evils. Right. So hope was seen as an evil thing. Yeah. So actually the point of it was like, fuck, hope. Like the ancient Greeks read hope as an evil thing. And that's interesting, isn't it?
That is interesting.
Because if you think about back then, it's like, dude, hope could fucking kill people. Like hope was like.
Well, I think of it in a sentence, maybe. I hope this goes right. Yeah. I hope the girl likes me. Yeah. Let's take away hope and put conviction in.
Yeah. Or just take away. Oh, I hope the girl likes me. Well, fuck, that's not in your. You don't decide that. Why is that your thing? You're doing your process.
Exactly.
I hope I act correctly. I hope I remember my bits. I hope I do things in the right way. I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
a better narrative.
Yeah. I hope about what the things I can
the power's in your hands.
I hope about things I can control, not what I can't control.
Yeah. I agree with that statement.
It's strong mentality. That's a strong mentality.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when people say, oh, you're making me unhappy. I'm not making you unhappy.
You're making yourself
unhappy. Yeah.
And that sounds like a really harsh thing.
Yeah.
And in a feminized narrative, quote unquote, and this isn't a misogynistic thing, but in a
Actually, I've heard you say that, and I've heard Will Smith say that.
in what?
That what I just said.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's up to you. Like it's on you. I haven't made you unhappy.
Yeah. You've made yourself unhappy.
Yeah.
I say that to a lot of my clients when I'm arguing. It was like, because it's a very old idea, and it comes from the Stoics primarily, though other philosophies have had it before then. But that was about 300 BC. If there is anything in your power, if there is anything that upsets you, it's not the thing itself; it's your judgment of it.
Yeah.
And you have the power to change that judgment now. It's brilliant, famous Stoic quotation from Marcus Aurelius. But it's true.
No,
it is true. Like nothing. But you know, nowadays we kind of live in an era, especially when you see people apologising, fucking everything. Like, oh, I'm sorry I offended you. I'm sorry I was offended. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I did that. No, dude, like, that's what really fucks me off. Like, you know when you see football stars, and like a footballer has to apologise for their actions,
right?
Because they're a role model.
Yeah.
They're not a role model.
Yeah.
They're a footballer.
Yeah.
They're paid to kick a ball and do it bloody well.
Right.
Like, so you know they're not there to be a perfect. You know, so people offend themselves.
It's like you should know better. How I kick a ball around.
Yeah, exactly. They're not paid to be a role model for your kid or for your family. They're paid to be the best footballer they can be, and they're bloody good at it.
It's like Khabib.
It's like actors.
It's like Khabib in UFC. I don't know if you know, but like Conor McGregor, Khabib's like an unbeaten champion at the moment.
Yeah,
and he's retired. Apparently, he's retired now. But the thing is, he said he's from Kazakhstan. He likes to live a basic life. He's a family man. Still lives with his family and his kids and his parents and everyone in a big house. And you know, he's a nice person. He looks after kids in the area. You know, if he says he's going to do something, does it. He's loyal and all that.
Yeah.
But he said, I didn't want all this responsibility put on my shoulders.
Yeah. Other people have done
it's
that.
Like, this is all like, whoa, wow, this is massive now. And I now feel I'm obliged to do that. He's not obliged to do it.
No.
But it's good that he is.
It is a good thing that he is. And it is a good thing that he's aware of, like, okay, you know, the influence he might have. But this is a big problem. Like, it goes back to that thing, you know, you upset yourself, you offend yourself, all that kind of thing. We give way too much power to other people all the time. Got to keep something back for yourself.
So if you think of that in the terms of attraction, dating, how much power are you giving the girl going in?
100%.
Like you and definitely, I can guess most of you are giving too much power to the girl. You know, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, I even do.
Because it is a natural thing.
And it doesn't mean being an arsehole.
Yeah.
It just means don't give them too much power. So what I was thinking is I wanted to do a 1-day Zoom where it sort of immerses you. It's not a full boot camp, nowhere near, that's 3 days. But what it is it's, I guess, a kick up the arse, immersive, get used to the COVID ground game stuff and get you gaming again and give you your missions to carry on. Yeah. So it will just be maybe an 8 to 10 hour day. Specialists coming in, well, they don't have to come in, they zoom in. Yeah. Do their bits. Yeah. You know, all areas of lifestyle from, you know, fashion to dating to ground game to COVID to pickup to, you know, whatever it is, long-term relationships to style to, you know, the lot, health, just all packed in so that you go, right, now I can take all that away and work on all these elements until I can do a live boot camp. Yeah. Or I can zoom in next week to not a boot camp because we're just going to do one of them one-off day things. If they're successful, we'll do a few more, I guess. But every week we have Zoom classes that you've zoomed into a few times, history zoomed into a few times, and special guests have. So there's lots of options. It's mostly virtual at the moment. Yeah. And if you don't like any of them and you don't want to, you feel, oh, I don't want to listen to anyone on camera, what you can do is just get the bootcamp bundle and watch it whenever you want instead of, you know,
dialing in with everyone
you're
else.
Dialing in, that's it. I mean, you can just listen to it on your headphones, you don't even have to watch it. You remember Adam?
Which one?
Fitness Adam.
Yeah.
He owns a gym. Before he got a girlfriend, which happened pretty quick after doing the event, he bought the bootcamp bundle, and he would listen to it, and he'd do his 12 sets a day, because that's the game, 12 sets a day, to keep it simple. Yeah. And with that, he'd open his 12 sets with Mystery and I in his ears doing the...
You see, that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
That's a really
and you can
good
stop
idea.
it by just doing that. Yeah. You know, you take the earbud out.
It's so easy. Which is why wouldn't you, honestly?
It's like it's having wingmen with you when you walk around. So that's great. I might even try and put my own self in my ears.
I couldn't listen to myself.
That's true.
I hate the way I sound. But no, it just makes so much sense. Why wouldn't you? It's just that simple. If you want to improve at something, fucking improve it.
Train it.
Train it. Like, don't wait for it. Just don't wait. Why do you
There's
wait?
not many things that you can be amazing at that you just go, right, I'm going to learn that in a day or a week or something. What you need is your 6 months.
Yeah. So you need to invest the time in it. It's like but that is constantly it, you know. And I see it all the time, and I know you see it all the time. It's just people say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want the world.
Yeah.
But nobody is ever willing to put in the effort or willing to humble themselves and go, right, I'm just going to try a little bit of this every day.
Yeah.
And that's all you need is just a little bit of grit or tenacity or something where you just go, every day I'm going to try and do this thing. It's the best thing you can make yourself do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so easy. It's so simple. It's the best thing you can make yourself do.
Well, it's the way. Look, the 3 things you should definitely do. You have to do it. One is eat well.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to eat well all the time. It doesn't mean you can't cheat, but generally eat well.
You need to know that you're eating.
Next is exercise. Doesn't mean you have to be flipping Calvin Klein model, but get 2 or 3 exercises in, or 5, 10, 15 minutes a day for 4 days a week, whatever. But keep your fitness in, because that's mental as well.
Yep.
And the next is your social talking state, your socialising state.
Yep.
All will diminish rapidly if you do not keep them up, which will impact your life.
Yeah.
Massively.
And we've all been there. We all start to feel it. Like, when you let one of those things go a bit, it's amazing how quickly you kind of key into the fact that I'm not feeling good.
But you have to. So they're the 3 things, I think, the 3 definite takeaways.
Absolutely. I always think like people should always, maybe even if it's not as like a chart, but I'm a big fan of people scheduling out, and I always think like you should be able to look at your week and see, I'm exercising here, I know I'm eating well on all these days, and I know that this time during the week there's something social, or there's something that I'm doing something good, or whatever it is, but you can look at that, like that's life. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing with yourself?
I think the hardest one out of all them to do is actually eat well.
Yeah.
Because you can have some kettlebells, you can do a kettlebell swing, it's the best exercise you can ever do. By Tim Ferriss, apparently said that.
I'd say
so do that.
I think most people would say squats, isn't it? Like,
and then but you can squat with a kettlebell.
You
do so much with a kettlebell. Just get a fucking kettlebell. And I've got like 8 of them. Yeah. And all different weights. So, alright, admittedly, I don't use the last 2 that much. Bloody heavy. Like 37 kilos or something. But kettlebell swing, and I've put some hooks in the beam.
Yeah.
And I can spin around, I can do pulleys. I mean, I don't need... Now I have a gym at home. I literally have a gym at home.
There's no excuse for you to do it.
Just do it slowly every day and eat well, and your body will start to look good, your mind will be better. Yeah. And then next thing you'll just got to start socialising.
It's proven. It's proven if you do those 2 things, if you do those 3 things, your life will just get better. Yeah. It will. Everywhere. Yeah. And eating right is the hardest thing.
And you can prep food for a week. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have John there. He's an awesome chef that helps me out most days.
It's so easy to eat well. Really, it's easy to eat. It's easy to have the food. It's hard to make yourself eat it. Yeah. I think that's the
hardest bit is eating. Yeah. Like, I can't eat loads of food. I literally can't eat loads of food. As soon as I'm full, my body's like, you're done, mate. Yeah. So,
for me, it's just the hardest thing. I think the hardest thing for me when it comes to eating is just because I like cooking and I like baking and I like doing all that shit. So for me, it's just like, I've got to resist having the thing that I know tastes really nice and have something which realistically does taste kind of nice, but it's just not as exciting.
Do you prep food?
Yeah, so I'll prep.
What are you prepping?
Because
we're prepping we're prepping tuna mayo, right? And mayo is actually good for you, isn't it? In a way. Yeah. People think it's deadly. It's not actually that bad for you. Just don't use loads of it. Yeah. And mix that up, put that in a big, bowl. Then you can have that whenever you want on anything. A bit of toast or jacket potato or whatever.
I'll usually prep like a sort of healthy, low-fat stew. So it's usually like.
So that's even better narrative.
Yeah.
That's going the whole meal route. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's just.
And you can throw anything in, any veg, any meat.
Well, there's always veg in it, so I always make sure there's like a decent amount of veg in it.
Soup's good for you. The soup in it.
After. I'll always make sure I can have a smoothie.
Yeah.
But again, it's that thing, especially if you're living your life a little bit, shall we say, more to the edge.
Yeah, as we do.
So shall we say you're socialising a lot.
Close to the edge.
You're close to the edge. But you know what I mean, like you're socialising a lot.
Yeah.
Shall we say?
Yeah.
Which means you're just fucking tired.
Well,
That's when it's hard to eat right.
It's like having another job.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you're literally having another job.
Yeah. Well, it is my job. But yeah.
Nobody missed either of those job references. But
yeah, well, it's all the jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Hand job, foot job.
Yeah.
We don't see the rest.
Foot job second. That's interesting. Fucking
that's why my shoes are my routines are shoe routines.
Revealing, innit? Full learn something today.
If a woman's got a good pair of heels on, man, that gives her up 2 points for me.
Yeah, I told you about my mate who had the tights fetish, didn't I? Yeah.
No.
The guy who had the tights fetish. Yeah, no, he used to nick the tights of girls he slept with.
That sounds creepy.
Keep them in
I wouldn't be doing that.
And he kept them in a box under his bed.
What do you do with them at the end of the day?
He just, he used to take them out and sniff them.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then every now and then, as it just sort of went further, he used to wear them out.
Someone I know?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, no.
And he went out to nightclubs wearing them under his jeans. Just literally go.
But did he use that as part of his, like, you know, like, talking to girls saying, by the way, I've got a pair of tights on under
I think later
like, this guy's out of the box, let's see what's going on.
Mate, out of the box, fucking hell.
Because a lot of girls are way open-minded and, let's say, say kinky than you put. Everyone's got a kink, they just not everyone's admitting it.
Yeah. I think girls are excited as well if you're just willing to say, hey, why don't you try this?
Yeah.
Try this blindfold, try this. The girls are like, fuck yeah, hang on a minute. Yeah. They all love 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
But it's because most guys won't fucking try that with them.
I got given from an ex-girlfriend, she had a spanking bench. This was about 15 years ago. God knows why she had all that shit. Well, I suspect why she had all that shit. She was kinky. Yeah. But, I mean, it just got out of the blue one day. She was just like, oh, I've got a spanking bench here and a cross thing. And she's like, do you want it? I'm like, where does this all come from? It's like, come out of nowhere.
Why didn't I know this before?
Yeah, why didn't I know this before? Anyway, so I inherited that.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny, actually, trying to get that in an Anderson Lee taxi. Because I had to dismantle it. And he's like, what is this thing? First of all, you're not meant to have furniture moving. It's big wood and leather furniture.
Yeah.
I said it was a cross, like, for a church. And the spanking bench was the altar.
Oh, man.
And I pulled it off, man. I pulled it off. And he was like, yes, okay. Because he seemed like maybe he might be a bit religious.
Yeah,
so and he's like, oh, of course I'll help you carry that. You know, like a big van Anderson Lee thing.
Mate.
£10 off thanks to Navi. But yeah.
Cheers, Navi.
Anderson Lee. But yeah. It worked out. Yeah. But that also made me think, you've got to think outside the box to get them things happening. You know, just to get a bit of furniture in there. Create your surroundings, manifest.
Oh, back to ground.
But yeah, so I have that, and if girls see that, and it's not like I have it open and in the living room.
But it is.
But sometimes it does. It's like, they go, "What's that?" They're so interested. Yeah. I mean, I'm not always eager to pull that out, but they're eager.
But it's because
even seeing the hooks in the wall for my weights and everything, my pulleys, they're like, "What's that for? Sex swing?" And I'm like, "Good idea."
Fucking happens. My ex-girlfriend actually, we had like loads of hooks and not hooks, like screws and nails in our ceiling. In my ceiling in my bedroom. I don't live in like some murder room. It's just like there was just some nails in it from something. And the first thing she saw when she looked at that, she went, "Oh wow, I wonder if there was a sex swing in there." Fucking went over my head at the time. But it stuck with me. Girls are kinky.
They are. I think they're kinkier than men.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Some of the fantasies they tell me, I'm like, whoa, that's even a bit.
It's involved.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm willing. Don't know
if I feel safe.
Yeah, I'm now worried. I'm getting out of my own house.
Just jumping out through the window onto the roof.
Yeah, but so what I've got, actually, funny enough, bring it back to the house, I put a gazebo up because obviously if it's windy or raining, a gazebo, fire pit in there, make sure you have some, you have it open.
Yeah.
You don't want it shut. Smokeless logs work great. Don't use smoke logs. That's ridiculous for indoors. And just all that scenario, and I've made it into a grotto for this. I actually have to finish pimping it up. If you want to help, you can. Don't have to. It just needs to put a light one light string up. But yeah, once I've done that, it's a grotto. I've got a Santa in it. I've got a little tree in it.
Yeah.
I've brought my sack with presents. Have they been naughty or nice this Christmas? They normally say naughty. Talking of their naughty narrative. Yeah. When you say, have you been naughty or nice this Christmas? What do you think they say? Of course they say naughty. 90% of the time they're saying naughty. If they say nice, I go, you're a liar. They crack up. You know, come and sit on Santa's knee, see what pops up. You know, like the whole game that goes with it. Yeah. They love that. I've already got a white beard, so it works.
Grow out, mate. I might dye my beard white actually for Christmas. Just spray it white.
And just call a few ho ho hos.
Yeah. And then I'll make it snow or something else.
Yeah. But yeah, so
no.
We don't need that.
We don't need that.
Just need talkative state.
Yeah.
But yeah,
maybe
I've got fake snow that you put water on, it goes expands. So I've got to do that as well.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing just looks Christmassy. Mood lighting a lot. It's got electricity in there.
The one thing I took from your place is you get your fire up before you had the fire in your house. You had the fire up on your TV. So obviously I've been doing that back at mine. And that is fucking nice. Yeah. Like, that is nice. Pour a nice glass of wine, go down on the sofa looking at the fireplace, bit of music in the background.
A big rug, get a big rug like I've got.
Yeah, we've got a decent rug.
I had a real fireplace that I'd never used, right? And then I had a big telly that I mounted on the wall. It's one of the tellies that has the backlighting, but you can buy that backlighting as well, LED lighting, whatever if you want.
You can buy that quite cheaply as well.
Yeah, it's really cheap. And I used to I still do, put a big fire burning on it, like a log screensaver, 10 hours.
Yeah.
And at Halloween, I put Darth Vader burning on it.
Oh, that's
yeah. And it was only like 5 hours into the party that Adam went, "Is that Darth Vader on there?" I went, "Yes."
I fucking wish I'd been at Halloween.
26 people.
Yeah, I was actually breaking rules.
Breaking rules. Allegedly, that's what happened.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We can either confirm or deny that express permission.
Exactly. Normally it's 1-on-1 party or 2-on-1.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly. Threesomes are better than.
But now I have a real fire up there as well, so I made that work. So everything every nearly day or two, I'm going to work on a little section of my house. It might even be one piece of shelving that I'm going to pimp up, put some lights, put the mood in, make it cool, order something to make it look cool. You don't have to spend a fortune at all. But the setup is important. Women notice the finer details. And let's convert that to game even. By just opening a door and slightly, when you're on a date, touching the small of the back and letting them in is way, can do more than you talking about how many cool people you hang out and how many cool parties you've had and how drunk you got last night.
Never
which aren't really cool narratives.
Right.
The last
knowing cool people is a good narrative.
That's social proof.
Yeah.
But what I mean is opening a door and just showing that you've been brought up correctly.
Yeah, that's massive because that has so many connotations about who. But it's also about who. That also indicates like who you are as a man and your kind of upbringing and the kind of values you have and your social prospects and everything else can be communicated through.
I mean, I've got a massive conscience, but I know I do. So I have to, play roughly by the rules because. The only times I break the rules is when I'm trying to be like out the box. So I'm not trying to be conventionally pleasing to the girl. I'm trying to qualify and break rapport within the set so that we can mend rapport and then that's how a relationship forms. Because she doesn't know what you're like on an off moment.
Yeah.
She might need to know what you're like. Like maybe just something briefly pissed you off in the bar and you're like, oh fucking hell, whatever. But then you're like back to, okay, it's good times roll. Or maybe she says something that you don't agree with and you challenge her on it. Yeah. You don't have to shout, you don't have to be rude to the girl. That's a horrible narrative.
Well, that's
but challenge her.
Yeah, it's the roller coaster.
Qualify her.
It's the emotional roller coaster thing.
Yeah. Because she's going to qualify you.
Hard.
Definitely if she's an attractive woman, it's inbuilt as a protective mechanism that she's qualifying every single person that talks to her. Hence, qualify her first. Because then she'll feel safe. And that's why you neg. You neg so that she feels comfortable and everyone else feels comfortable around you. Because the narrative is, I'm removing myself as a potential shooter. Yeah. Suicide, thanks, mystery. And
shooter.
Yeah, no, yeah,
That
that
means
as
something
well.
very different in America.
That as well.
Yeah.
That as well.
Yeah.
Potential suitor, but the narrative of an egg is laughter and a hug.
And I mean, humour is so important as well, which is, I think, that was definitely a thing I misunderstood about negging because of the way I came into the whole community.
You think people think it's an insult and being rude? That is totally not it at all. It's like that is the opposite.
The whole point.
It's literally the opposite of what a neg is.
It's basically just teasing.
A neg it's called a neg because it's not called an insult.
Yeah.
It's called a neg. It's not called obviously just say insult them.
Yeah.
Or just insult them, or bring their what is it? How some other people try to do it? Bring their
value down,
confidence or something down. Yeah, something like that. There's a term for it. That is totally not it either, because you think the people that you're throwing a neg on, they're the people that aren't going to get insulted by it because
they know
they're hot.
How hot
they know they're hot. They know their worth.
They know exactly how hot they are.
So that's why
especially if they're in a bar or nightclub.
Because they're used to getting the compliments.
Yeah, they see it all the time. They see it every like on Facebook, every time they're in a bar, or every time a guy looks at them. It's like they know exactly. How
and do you think a woman is ever scared of doing a neg? No. Do you think she's even scared of doing an insult? No.
Especially in England.
Yeah, hard insult.
Yeah. They will fuck you up if you're not ready for it. They will.
Yeah, in the right place though. Not in a violent way.
No, sometimes in a violent place. Just depending on. Shout out to our listeners in Newcastle.
Sorry, we don't get any bookings from there. So
just absolutely rip on the north. We're not going.
It's just dangerous. No joking. It's not good.
And our listeners from Essex. I'm from Essex. It's all right.
Yeah, you're allowed to say it.
Yeah, exactly. And they will fuck you up.
I used to go partying in Essex every week. When I first started gaming at 19, every weekend until I got a name for myself, I had to go because you start knowing like all the girls there. And then they tell the boys.
Essex was dangerous for me. Essex was dangerous for me. I didn't game in Essex very long because very quickly I was going to get my head kicked in. In rough places. Yeah.
So stick to the tourist areas.
Stick to the tourist areas.
And you know what's also good?
And neg, because negging is okay.
The hippie areas and the what would say Camden is? Camden is
Camden's
like
quite bohemian, but it's quite rock and roll.
Yeah. What's that? Hipster areas.
Shoreditch.
They're all like you could. No one's ever going to say boo to a goose there.
No, but again, you'll get insulted a lot in Shoreditch and like those.
Oh yeah, they'll try and.
There's a lot of superiority.
Insult you, not neg you.
Insult you. They'll put you down. They'll try and put you down.
But get your neg in first and qualify them, and you should be fine.
Yeah.
Merge sets, and you're good.
Yeah. Simple.
Is there any takeaways or anything you want to add
from this whole thing
to the listeners?
Just fucking do something rather than.
Don't just sit at home.
Don't just sit at home. Otherwise, you will literally be using your tears as lubricant while having a wank.
You'll Netflix yourself to oblivion.
No, like. The saddest thing, because obviously with what I do, I basically work with a lot of sad people. Yeah. Really, in reality, I work with a lot of people who are sad. Yeah, not necessarily always clinically. Yeah. People who are just sad. Yeah. Because life basically is boring and sucks. Yeah. And if anyone has worked with me, it's not always. I do a lot of stuff in terms of stress management, productivity, and reducing anxiety.
Stress management.
Yeah, stress. No, stress. But actually, there is a thing I see in a lot of people I work with they're sad, quite frankly, because life isn't very good. Life is a bit boring. They're not really doing much. And the main thing, just do something, whatever it is, because you're going to be dead in 50 years. Yeah. And we ain't coming back. Just do something. We are so happy to waste our lives on things that really do not matter. And the portion of life we actually live is so small. So you might as well do something with it.
It's like 20,000 days that you're an adult or something. Yeah. 25,000.
And then how much of that time you spent not at work? And then how much of that time you spent not asleep? And then think about how little that time is. The biggest mistake people make is they save up all their fun for a big occasion. So they think, right, I'm going to go on a nice holiday. Or I'm going to 2 weeks, I'm just going to relax, blah, 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 and then I'm going to enjoy my retirement. Or, for example, I'm going to go on. I see this a lot. I'm going to go a bootcamp weekend or a residential transformation program, which is a great thing to do. And all of these things are great things to do. But then the rest of their life, they're spending waiting for that other time. Yeah. And that's sad to me. Yeah. Don't you think?
When they could have a decent skill set and make the party anytime they wanted, anytime they wanted.
I mean, imagine if...
Because that's what we do, we make the party.
Yeah.
We bring the good times.
When your normal after work drinks could be something really fun.
Yeah.
Like, actually fun. Not, I'm going to get pissed and I'm going to have a laugh with Gary who works in it.
Yeah, play some cards.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have fun and enjoy that.
I have a great time when I'm with girls. So I am really self-amused, but I'm also want them in on the amusement.
Yeah.
And very amused by them if they're interested.
Exactly.
Do you know what? There's so many extremely attractive girls that I've met and attracted, and that they're just so vapidly boring.
Yeah.
That it totally nullifies any attraction. I remember in Helsinki.
Buttoning up my waistcoat.
I pulled the same night a girl that won Miss Fitland. I won't say what year it was because I'm going to Google it. But she was amazing looking. She was amazing, and I saw her again. Next time I saw her again, she went off the next day to win Miss Fitland.
Yeah.
That was when she won it. And I was with Mystery, and I was doing bootcamp at the time. And I've got the photos and videos of the nightclub that I don't film in the house, obviously. But to actually film in the house, to see what I get up to, and maybe get a girl that I know well's permission, say, look, I want to put a camera on. We can delete anything we want to delete. Then there's no judgment on the house, and people can be who they want to be. They can have fun. I'm not there to shame anyone. I'm not there to be weird. I'm not there to go, I don't like what you just did there. Leave my house.
Yeah.
My house is to have a good time, have a laugh, chill out if you want to chill out, have sex if you want to have sex, watch telly if you want to have telly, make cocktails if you want to do that, giggle, laugh, jump, work out, whatever it is. Get on your laptop and do some work. Just chill out in the house. Whatever it is. You're allowed to do that. I'm quite happy for you girls to have fun and just relax in my house. That's the narrative of what I have. There's no time at the pleasure dome.
But that is such a powerful thing as well, because a lot of the time when a girl goes around to a guy's house, there is an agenda.
Oh, there's
and
massive.
They feel the agenda.
I literally wait for the girl to make the move on me, because by that time they're bursting to make the move on me. I mean, the game, the narrative of the game is we do most of the attraction at the start, 90% rule, and then rapport is done together to get to know each other. Obviously, you might have to do more of the talking still. And then the end piece to all that is the girl seduces you. You don't seduce the girl. That's the cleanest, nicest narrative I can think of being a man in this day and age where we're judged so much for every action we do. As a man.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's a whole fucking other
stuff to talk about. I let the women do the attraction, and so does Mystery. That is a lot of Mystery's method. Let the girl chase you.
Yeah.
And she can't choose you unless you give her an opportunity to chase you.
Exactly. You've got
hence breaking rapport and negging now and then.
So you have to do the right things.
And qualifying.
But that's all down to you. You can control what you control what you do, and you either have the choice to do the right things or not.
Yeah, you don't need to do the bad things. But people think, by doing these crafty little whatever bad things they're getting up to. No, that's the wrong narrative, and you'll pay for it in the long run. The yin and yang will get to you. Karma.
And the other part to that is about choosing to do the right things and the wrong things. Is people choose to not do something, and we don't think of it that way. We just think, I just didn't get around to doing that. No, you chose to not do it. You chose to not go out. You chose to not go to the gym. You chose to not eat healthy. You chose to not practice your social skills. You chose to not come on a boot camp. You chose to not go into a Zoom thing. You chose to do all that. And but we never think about that. But if you started thinking, right, I'm actively choosing to do this shit thing.
Well, for example, if someone wants to do a residential, they are first qualified. I'll tell you, you're first qualified by someone else. You're not coming straight to me for a consultation because I need to know that you're serious in changing your actions. And what the reason being is the first things I normally hear are, I'm the worst you've ever had. It's going to be the toughest for you ever. Oh right, that's what everyone says.
Yeah.
I'm going to be. Really? Have you ever had anyone as bad as my case?
You're not special.
Well, really, you've just fit everyone else's box. You're actually in with the other box.
You've never had anyone like me, and you're the 80th.
Yeah, everyone's unique. And everyone's unique. So no, I haven't had anyone like you. But I've had people that have said that they're the worst constantly, and it's not true. Actually, the people that think they're the worst do better. Whenever you get, and this is rare, you get a cocky person come in, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna.
They have a lot to lose.
Yeah, they hardly progress. It's the people that
That's
literally have just gone, right, you're in my hands. Like I'll do what you have to say, and now you
and the faith they have in it. That's
normally they go off really quickly though. That's the problem, because they don't expand their skill set to at least a year of training.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's the people that really need it, that really serious. They do the best.
Yeah, exactly.
By leaps and bounds.
Because they're willing to do the right things.
Yeah, I've been shocked a multitude of time of guys that have turned shit around. Where I've gone, whoa, you know, whoa, it's real.
It's amazing. And
it's real. It
it.
works.
It's so amazing when you see that.
Yeah.
And you just see some people you think.
That's more rewarding to me than pulling, because like I've been pulling.
You've done it
for 25 years.
Yeah. You can do that anytime.
So now, my reward, or even for the last 10 years, my reward was letting them do it. I don't steal girls. When I see some trainers out in the field, I've seen them trying to steal the student's girl. I'm like, what are you on about, man? Where's the bro code in that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not old school, because you're treating things like it's all about you, and then egotistical.
I think a lot of trainers are egotistical and do treat it all about them, because it's so easy for anyone to get a YouTube channel, put some videos of them in film, and they feel like, and they do make it about them. Yeah. Whereas actually the truly special thing is you. This is why I love Darren Brown. Darren Brown's my favourite.
He's one of my heroes. Mystery's my favourite. But
then
Dan Brown's my favourite. And what is he? Mentalist.
But for me, he's one of the greatest showmen. Because he is mentalist and illusionist and all that. But it's because, and he says, and I've listened to a lot of stuff he's done about magic, and he says the thing he likes to do, and I think this is really true of like good pickup training, which is what you do, and Mystery does really well. So he says he always tries to make the audience member the star of the trick. Yeah. It's nothing about, because otherwise, oh, look at me, I'm so clever, I'm so this, I'm so that, and he doesn't like it. Yeah. And what he likes to do is he likes to make it all about the audience member. And that's why his show's so captivating. And I think that's the thing you summed up really well.
There's my favourite documentary, funnily enough,
is,
I don't know if you call it a documentary, but a Darren Brown show.
Yeah.
And it's called Hero at 30,000 feet.
Amazing.
I literally, it does make me tear up. It's that life changing. He's not even personally training the guy for half of it. Yeah. He's doing certain things around it that's triggering the guy to be more social. That's a guy that's actually perfect for the COVID. This guy used to go home, put his PlayStation on, ignore his girlfriend, live with his mum and dad, and ignore his mum and dad, and couldn't bond with them. Yeah. Right? And slowly through time, Darren Brown's changing him without even being there. Yeah. And there's a bit in it that's the Fight Club moment. Where, and that's right at the start, because you need a hard shock in your life to change. That's why we have a boot camp. Yeah. It's a quick trauma shake, and you're like, you're in it. But that is empowering and amazing.
It's that moment,
but in that, he goes in, the cab driver's working in on the act, and he's just got to nip in his petrol station and get some petrol. I need to fill up my petrol, but could you just go and get me 20 cigarettes, please? I'll give you the money. Sorry to be so cheeky. And the guy's like so compliant, and you know, because that's who they tested it on, to be someone who's just like their own comfort zone ultimately. Blinkers on, and then a guy comes in and starts robbing the shop and does the Fight Club moment where he goes, "Give me your ID," and he's like, right, if you haven't changed your, obviously it's been looked up from the Fight Club, but it's amazing.
At the time, you're going to be.
But this is real, like sort of real life happening to the guy. He might as well be real life because he's thinking it's real.
Yeah,
and he's like, and it literally kick-started him because he got a massive hard shock. And that's what a boot camp is. I wouldn't say it's a massive hard shock, but it's definitely a change of pace.
It's a massive change of scene. It's everything. It removes
advanced knowledge.
It removes you from your current context of, let's be honest, most of the time mediocrity.
Yeah.
And it puts you somewhere completely different, out of your comfort zone, where you've got to go, right, I need to.
The world is always telling you, don't talk to strangers, don't, which is good if you're, a child or what.
Yeah, exactly, right.
But meaning, don't socialise, don't do this. I mean, especially now more than ever, definitely don't socialise, definitely don't leave home. And they're going to keep that narrative up as long as they can. The government would love to keep that up forever if they could, because that's total control.
There's
sit in your seats, don't talk to anyone, don't play music in it, because apparently music causes COVID. Because people have to speak louder, so they're saying the spit comes out. Just all this control. Wear a mask. We're not even there because we're living in our mansions somewhere else. The powers that be that make the big decisions. But don't do that. listen to what we say. You lot wear the masks, you pigeons, you sheeple.
There is an element, I mean, you know...
And that's what they're saying about pickup. They try to put a bad narrative on it. Okay, the term does sound a bit dodgy in this day and age, a bit, you know, because the narrative has been put that it's that. It's not. A pickup artist is to be the best you can be.
Yeah.
And make people have people better off than you found them.
Yes, it is.
Leave people better off than you found them.
That is it. That is a really, it's a hackneyed thing. Every PUA trainer will say that now. But few actually understand what that means.
Few actually implement.
Yeah. Few do understand what that means.
Yeah.
No, pickup is just, it is essentially just a form of masculine self-development.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There's nothing more to
When we started out, it was pure vice. Everyone just wanted, there was no money, there was nothing. But then someone hired me to be a coach, and I thought, well, listen, I can help a lot more people than doing 9 hours in working for the actual government. I can actually put that time into actually helping people. So I do. I do a lot. I do. Yeah, I do. You do. I do.
That's it.
We all do. But yeah. So So what are the takeaways so far from all that stuff? I guess the takeaways are don't listen to the government as much as you think you do. Be social. Don't be scared to try something new. Leave people better off than you found them.
Do something with your life.
And just don't sit at home watching Netflix all the time, unless you're with a girl.
Yeah.
Unless you pull the girl and she's there. Yeah. And even then it's a bit boring. But.
Value your life as you live it, because there isn't much.
Yeah.
You might as well do something nice with the only thing we really have.
Yeah.
We're so profligate with our time. We waste so much. Don't waste it. It's the most precious thing you have.
Yeah. Time is your most precious commodity.
Exactly.
I think we'll leave on that note.
Yeah.
Time is your most precious commodity, and because of that, I think we're going to go out and have some fun ourselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because we do what we preach. Okay, so it's been emotional, guys, and this is Alex, and we're going to be putting some information below here or wherever this information is going out to you of how you can see Alex and I and the upcoming events.
Yeah.
Come on a date with us, no homo. But yeah, come on a date with us, and and even if you're women, maybe we'll send us a message. Maybe we'll do a female training bootcamp as well. We're just trying to bridge the gap. The misconceptions are out there. Us men have emotions, and I know women are actually sexual beings. So don't be scared of I can't talk to the opposite sex. Either of you, because you can. All right, and men love it if a woman comes over and speaks to them. So. And one other thing, if there are women watching, give us more IOIs, because we don't really spot them that great, because we're not as subtle as you at them.
And most guys are always waiting for that extra confirmation,
little,
just like,
I like you.
Oh yeah, it's fine to come speak to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Otherwise, we think we're going to get clubbed over the head and died, as happened 10,000 years ago, which we said earlier.
Yeah.
And is in Mystery's book. Yeah. Okay. So, but on that note, see us all soon, and we'll probably put another little informational bit at the end, just so you know where we're coming from.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks, Alex.
Thank you, mate.
Emotional, and always good to see you.
Yeah, exactly.
Game on. Let's get out of here.
See you
later, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Beckster Lifestyle, over and out.
Are you scared of beautiful women?
Are women not replying to your texts or calling you back?
Have you gotten friend-zoned again?
Are you struggling getting her out on a date? This is Mystery, the world's most famous pickup artist and star of the game.
And now, Mystery is back.
Let the game begin. And this is Beckster, the most notorious pickup artist on the face of the planet. My wingman, 22 years in the making.
Do you know what it feels like when you've got 2 girls on your arm? You feel like a demigod. We have travelled the world together, meeting and attracting beautiful women into our lives and showing people how to do that for themselves.
And these weekend training events,
or PUA boot camps as we call them,
have been filmed and turned into a bundle of videos for you to watch at home.
Literally from the comfort of your couch.
And in these videos, we will show you and teach you how to meet and attract beautiful women.
And how to get them to seduce you.
I challenge you to just keep gaming until you get to that point.
Imagine flipping the script to get women to pursue you. If you're afraid of approaching women
or coming across as a weirdo,
or opening up a conversation with strangers,
then this is the package for you. We've compiled a series of boot camps from our touring that will help you get over all these fears and show you a step-by-step guide to bring beautiful women in abundance to your lives.
get our World Tour video bundle now.